Bob, could you talk about your inside defense? You did pretty well at that early on, particularly.
Well, we had 3 days to get ready, so you must have thought it was a little better than I thought it was, but I mean we generally speak and take pride in being able to guard. This group's pretty much made me a liar, but generally speaking, we do.
Just any early word on Bolden? What?
Sprained ankle. He sprained it yesterday. I mean, the kid's got a lot of guts. I mean, he's subluxed his shooting shoulder. He's got a hip pointer. He hurt his wrist. It's really sprained his wrist bad. Tore some ligaments in it. He's. I feel bad for him because, I mean, he hasn't had a very good year, or at least not the year that he thought he was going to have, but he hasn't had a chance. I mean, it's just every day it's something. I don't know.
Bob, the long scoring drought in the first half, how much of that was you guys not being able to make a shot, and how much of that was Tennessee's defense?
Well, we ran an out of bounds play, had a guy wide open, we hit him in the foot. That hurts. We ran a curl and had a guy wide open. I mean, wide open. I could have maybe passed it from where I was standing, and we don't throw him the ball. So I think a lot of it was us. They're good. They're good. I've got great respect for Rick, always have. His teams have always really guarded, and they're really good defensively. But, you know, when you're wide open, you probably ought to throw the guy the ball where he can catch it. And when a guy's wide open on a curl, you probably ought to throw him the ball. And we didn't do either one. You know, and I mean, that obviously doesn't win the game for us. They're good. I mean, they deserve everything they've got. And again, I had great respect for Rick as a coach. But we created a lot of our own problems.
Coach, at what point the issues you guys face, at what point do they become bigger than what can be fixed in practice or in the film room, or do they get bigger than that at all?
We just don't sustain things, Justin. You know, I mean, we've played pretty well in spurts, but they've just been spurts. But, you know, spurts get killed whenever a guy is wide open and you hit him in the foot. How do you do that? I mean, listen, I played a long time. I've never hit anyone in the foot. I just don't get that, man. And then we got a guy open, we don't throw him the ball. He's open now. He's open and get his shoulders turned. There's no one in front of him. Those have a tendency to kill spurts. And then we start turning it over. We start turning it over left and right, which we're very accomplished at. And then they get on a run. And they're good. I mean, you can't let a team that good get on a run like that. And, you know, when you have a chance to stop the bleeding a little bit, not stop it, not because of anything they did, because it's just your bad play.
Bob, what can you say? You touched on it a little bit earlier, but what can you say about the job Rick has done in getting Tennessee to the level it's at now?
He's done a great job. I think they're as good as anybody in the country. Well, Rick's teams have always really guarded. He's a very, very good defensive coach, and they've always guarded. And Williams is a load, and he opens things up for other people. And Schofield's tough to guard. So, and Bone does a great job running things for him, and then they're surrounded by guys who can make shots that are really athletic. That's a good team. So.
Bob, you start the game off 5 of 7. I'm right here. Start the game off 5 of 6, 5 of 7 from three-point range. Speaking to the sustainability, do you feel like that's sustainable as the game is going on, or are you thinking the law of averages is going to come back?
Depends on who's shooting them.
Did you feel good about the guys shooting?
No, not after that, no.
Okay.
I did when those guys were shooting it. I didn't feel good about it. You know, when you're shooting 30%, you probably ought to think twice about shooting it. That's just me, you know. Maybe I'd think about passing it, driving it, doing something other than jacking up a shot you can't make. Yes, sir. Thank you.